Okay, Tristan, good job last week. You're making some good progress. I know last week we talked more about keeping the front leg calm, more relaxed, less aggressive, letting the hips get out first, and then the leg will kind of pull itself along. And I know we kind of got away from that a little bit last week, but I do want to focus more on one thing. But I think what we needed to do is just back up a little bit and work on that back foot, keeping that heel down. You did a real good job doing that. But here, listen, before I even talk about that, I want to talk about your finish here in the top video and the bottom video. Look at the difference in the angle, 54 to 44. I mean 51 to 44. Um, so that's a pretty significant change there. And the reason why you're at 44, about 7 degrees lower and out over your front leg, is because you moved laterally, you moved out first, or you moved out and down at a better rate instead of just dropping and then moving out. You kind of moved out and down better, and that puts you in a much more powerful position for your body to get catapulted over your leg. So let me show you. I'll back it up. Let me just clear this out, and I'll back it up to show you how that works. So if we start you back at handbrake right about there, top video. Top video was one we did later. Come on, what's going on? And we'll get you down to handbrake about here. So if I just draw that line up, look at how much further off you are. Are these really synced up here? Yeah. As soon as that hand comes out of the glove. Okay. Okay, so top video, look at how much further off the line you are. Your head is down the mound more, so you're moving out better. And that again is going to lower your center of gravity nicely. It's going to give you a better opportunity to power out of that back leg and land that front leg out with a longer stride. So you're going to generate a lot more forces this way. That's why you finished almost 8 degrees lower than you did in the other video. This video down here, you sink a little bit more before going out. So you need dips a little bit more, and you don't get out over your front leg because you can't power out of out of the back leg. In the top video, you're able to power out better, and you're able to get a much better trunk lean or trunk explosive movement. This video is just ticking me off right now. When you get out here, okay, because you can see it even with your eye how much lower you are. So good job at that. Now, also, we talked about keeping that back foot down longer. In the top video, you do a real nice job doing that. So take a look at your top video. Look at where you are. Look at where your front leg is. And look at how straight down that foot is. Get all the weight down on that foot, which is fantastic. Here, when you do it's a little bit, I can tell it's lifting off a little bit more here than it is here at the top. So the bottom video is decent, but not as good. It's almost as good, but not as good. So you do a good job keeping that foot down. So that's what we need to back up and do. So work on that this week. Keep that back foot down, because if that back heel comes up, that means the weight is getting off onto the front part of your foot too much, and it's going to start peeling away, and you need those ground forces. You need to get that stretch here and in the groin area to really convert into the faster hips. That power is going to convert up the kinetic chain real nice. You know, remember the kinetic chain, the ankle, the knee, the hip. That's got to work for you, and that's going to help. It's going to really help you power your leg better when you've got the weight down on that foot. So that heel cannot come up until you're ready to go. Then it will. It will eventually start to peel up and then come off. Okay? So there's a good example of why getting out and getting down at the same rate is important, because it's going to get you out over that front leg better. It's going to make your stride longer. It's going to really produce more forces for you more efficiently. And I know I'm big on the lower body, and I'm going to drill the lower body a lot, because that's really where the power comes from. The upper body will fall into place, and we're going to work on keeping this arm lower in the future. That's another thing that we want to think about, just to know it. Remember, you're still at the cognitive stage, so don't get frustrated if you can't master any of this yet. The mastery comes much, much later. You need to be able to associate what you're learning first with the cognitive, and then you can start to master these. But every week you're making better improvements and you're getting smarter. So that's the key to getting all this down. So I'm going to keep hounding you about triple extension, getting that ankle to fire explosively, getting this knee to straighten out and turn. Now, what coaches want to look for here is they want to see a fast knee turn. They want to see an extension and the knee speed up. Speed up. That's going to accelerate your delivery into front foot. And I also want to see that front foot land not open like it is there. You see how open you are here? It's open up in that direction. We want it to be straight, because it's really hard to brace up that knee again when it's out like that. The foot's just not going to, you're just not going to be able to brace up well. So let's see what angle that knee is. At least it looks decent. It's just not going to be as effective. Let's see where you're at there. It's not bad. The knee is behind the ankle, 115 degrees, and you will learn how to power out of that. So starting next week, we're going to start the weight program. We're going to get you going on that so you can get bigger and stronger. Not so heavy, but good enough that you'll see some changes. You'll feel stronger and more explosive. Got a great program for you to start, and it gets intense, so you got to stay on it with me and enjoy the ride, because it's going to be tough. But remember, we're building you to be an elite athlete, and you've got great potential, especially being a lefty. Okay, so there's the deal. So quick summary. For this week, work on keeping that back heel down long. So you want the weight to be kind of distributed on the heel, and then some of it on the pad of your foot, that fleshy part, a little bit lower than your toe area. Almost where your arch starts. Keep that weight there. So feel that weight back here on this foot all the way out, and try your best to keep this foot closed off, because it tends to want to open on you. So what you should do is start it, instead of having it start like it's already turned out this way, start it this way, so that your foot is like pointing in the other direction, and then let those hips come out, okay? Figure out that spot this week where you want to bend that knee. You don't want to go too low too soon. You want to get lower as you go out, okay? You don't want to drop it all down early and then push out. So there's what you got to do, and try to get this foot to land straight on target, not opened up. What I would do if I were you is I would over-exaggerate and just play around with it and see if you can land with your toe a little bit closed off, so that your toe is actually facing the left-handed batter's box, not the right-hander's batter's box, and see how that feels. And then you can start straightening it out. But you've got to get that foot to land straighter, or even a little bit more closed off, okay? All right, have a good week. I will see you in a couple of days.